Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we are sleep deprived, and this is the reason why. And if you're not new here, we're sleep deprived, and this is the reason why. But you're not here for our postpartum adventures today. You're here for our September budget recap, as well as our third quarter recap, I guess. So, enjoy.
All right, so like Cody said, we are jumping into our September budget recap and then our Q3 recap. I've just kind of like stuck them together as one video today. So let's get to it. So our income for September was primarily from Cody's employment insurance, a little bit from miscellaneous, which was us selling some items around the house, and then a bit from our business. So our total income was just under $3,400, with $370 of that coming from our business, which is exciting because this was the first month where we had like a significant, I say that in air quotes because it's not significant, but it is our first big milestone.
Yeah, it's enough to support itself plus like a coffee.
Yeah.
Basically.
So the miscellaneous income, we sold some stuff around the house, which was a recliner chair, a bed frame that we were swapping out because we changed bed sizes, and then an old Xbox that we had. So our expenses for September, debt was $501. We only made our car payment this month, in September. And for October, we may do the same thing just because Cody is still off work.
Yeah. And the business is not yet cranking huge income.
Yeah. Bills was $2,972. Living expenses was just over $1,100. Subscriptions are down to $50. If you've been watching previous videos, we typically spend around $100. So we had canceled a few subscriptions, and that saved us a bit of money. The Zilinski Life, so our business cost was $586. This is because prior to this previous month, we were paying out of pocket for everything. So we had done some hardware upgrades, and then the rest was just like website hosting fees and PO boxes and stuff like that. It's expensive to run a business, hey?
It is. Which, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, like to run a traditional brick and mortar situation,
way more money.
They'd laugh at a $586 expense. Like, it's hugely expensive to run a traditional business, so this isn't that bad, but still, that's not an insignificant amount of money.
Welcome to the 21st century where you can run your business online from anywhere. Short-term sinking funds was $403. Long-term sinking funds was $99, and fund money was $356. And we'll break some of these categories down. So bills, pretty straightforward. Rent was $1,515. Tenants insurance was $35. Phones was $1,148. But if you've been watching our budget with us videos, you'll know that we actually downgraded our phones. So we sold our 13 Pro and our 12 Pro and 12 to go to the 12 minis. And our carrier had a really good incentive on at the time. So not only did we save ourselves, I think $50 or $60 a month.
Yeah, something like
or
60,
70.
just over $60 a month, I think.
I'll wait until you get the next bill. It was somewhere between $50 and $70 a month on our phone bill, but it also allowed us to pay out the balance of our old phones as well. So we eliminated some debt and we saved money every month.
Which is a good deal.
Yeah. Auto insurance is $154, power was $112, and bank fees were $695. Our living expenses, we actually did okay, I feel like. Our groceries was $668. I think our budget for the month was $700 or $800. Or maybe it was only $600. Maybe we did go over budget, but I feel like considering Cody's been home full time, we've done pretty good because Cody eats a lot of food.
I do.
And also I was pregnant, so I also was eating a lot of food. Gas was $166, which is well below what we usually spend. Usually it's like $260 plus a month. That is, of course, because Cody's home. He doesn't have to commute to work anymore.
Yeah, because like some of my commutes, depending on where I'm working, it's like an hour or more one way. For a while there, last Christmas, I was commuting 2.5 hours one way.
Yeah, it's brutal. Household items is $204, and Freya was $65. The Zilinski Life, so personal development was $388. So if you guys don't know, Cody and I have, I've gotten my life coaching certification. Cody's in the process of getting his. We've also hired ourselves our own business coach because we're huge believers in coaches, life coaches, business coaches, physical trainers,
Why reinvent the wheel if you don't have to?
Yeah, find a specialist. Find someone who's good at what you need to get good at and hire them. So obviously, as you guys know, we are taking our business more seriously. We are turning it into our full-time jobs. And so there's areas where we need help. We're not experts on everything. So we've hired some coaches.
I'm an expert in very little. Really, like I can rock a baby.
He's an expert dad. He really is. He's the most amazing dad and husband.
I do okay sometimes.
I wish everybody could have a Cody at home. Website hosting fees were $51. Zoom was $21. Canva was $8.91, and our PO box or mailbox was $13.41. Short-term sinking funds went to $39 for clothing, and that was all for Freya. Medical dental was $243. That's because I had a baby.
She did has a baby.
To be fair, that $243 consisted mostly of 1, parking for the hospital, and 2, fast food after I gave birth because I was really hungry and didn't want what the hospital had. If you guys are new here, we live in Canada, so all of the medical costs associated with having a baby are covered. We don't pay for any of that, but we do have to pay for our parking.
Which is just a travesty.
Yeah, we also needed some more Advil and Tylenol, and there might have been some other miscellaneous stuff in there too. Vehicle maintenance, that was $93, and that was just the purchase that we made to get, what are they called? OBD readers? Or OB... onboard?
The code reader for the computer.
Yeah, because
our
car shit the bed in September. The engine went on it. We needed a whole replacement. It was covered by the dealership. Anyways, long story short, that was the only out-of-pocket cost we had for a new engine. One stuff I forgot was $28, and I didn't make a note of what it was, so I've forgotten what it was, but it was $28. And that brings us to the end of September, and now we're just going to do the Q3. So our income, we made so much income. I look at these numbers and I'm like, where does our money go?
Right.
$18,517 is what we made this quarter. $3,400 from employment insurance because Cody got laid off at the beginning of August. Employment income was $8,800. Miscellaneous was $33.71. Now this was from us selling our phones and selling random stuff around the house. So like typically our miscellaneous income is not that high. It might be like a couple $100 every quarter. The Zilinski Life made us $634, and we had an investment account that we were using for the 100 envelope challenge that we withdrew money from, and that was $2,271.
Which in terms of business growth, just back up there a little bit. In terms of business growth, $634 in 3 months, while roughly half of that was in the last month, that's a decent amount of growth.
Yeah.
That's an okay curve. That's borderline sustainable here in the next few months.
So our Q3 debt payments, again, the only debt payment we made last month was on the car, and then the previous 2 months of this quarter, the first 2 months of this quarter, we did make for the OPD. And the car. So the OPD declined in principal by $1,257 with $142 going to interest. So we started the quarter owing $5,366 and we ended it owing $4,108.
Which, if you guys remember, like last quarter when we were talking about, like, do we just drain our savings and pay this off? It would have been so nice to have that amount of money freed up every month, but it is such a good thing that we didn't. Yeah. Because we'd be in big trouble without our savings right now.
Yeah. And then our car, we paid just over $1,500. $578 went to principal, $927 went to interest. Again, if you guys are new here, our interest is astronomical on the car. It's 15.4%, I think it is. It's really high. But we stick with the debt snowball because with the amount that we pay extra every month, or we're paying extra every month, we aren't right now because of the situation that we're in. But if we stick with the debt snowball payment, tackling the car first only saves us, I think it was like $380 in interest in 1 month.
Yeah, it changes our final numbers by like a month and a couple $100. So we'd rather just streamline that much quicker than pay off the total that much quicker. Yeah.
So we started the quarter owing $29,455 and ended it owing $27,704 for a total reduction of $1,751. Our savings. This is where it gets real sad. Not that we had a lot of savings. But we started the quarter with just over $4,800. So we had $2,800 in our emergency fund, $1,900 in our investment fund, and $100 in our trade account. At the end of the quarter, we have $1,500 left in the emergency fund, nothing left in the investment account, and still $100 in the trade account, for a total of $1,600. So we reduced our savings by $3,206 this quarter. And most of that was drained throughout August and September because Cody had been laid off. So, quarter 3 thoughts. Cody got laid off in August, which is why we have no money in savings.
The income went away, so the savings starts to be used to pay the bills.
Yes. We are pursuing this business now more seriously and in a full-time manner. So previously we were the Zilinski life, focusing primarily just on YNAB budgeting and finances. And we do still primarily focus on that here on the YouTube channel. I do still offer one-on-one YNAB coaching to anybody who's interested, and I'll link that down below. And that's been great, but we're now also working, like I said, with a business coach and social media coach so that we can work on like a brand strategy and kind of figure out how to push our brand out there on a wider scope, because we're not social media experts.
Yeah.
I mean, we use it a lot, but in terms of leveraging it, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. So the reason we've decided to jump into the business now full-time instead of later, it's just kind of the way things lined up. We were gearing towards doing this full-time and transitioning out of work because my stable employment isn't that stable. If you guys have been around for any length of time, you know that usually I can pay always I can pay the bills. Like, we never go without. Maybe we're behind on things a couple times, but the bills are always paid, but it's not stable. So the plan was, with this last job I was at that was supposed to be ending right about now instead of back in August, was to use that to save up enough money so that we could take a good run at the business. And then when I got laid off, we just said, you know what, let's just do it now. We're not in the best spot for it, but I honestly think if we wait for the right time to do something, the right time will never come.
Yeah. So this is something that Cody and I have been wanting to do for years. We are hugely passionate about people living like an authentic life, a life that feels right to them. We know from our own experience what it's like to live the way we're told to.
And not to knock like a traditional employment situation. If that's your jam and that's what you like doing, do it up, do it big. But we're also big believers in giving people the option to do whatever it is they want to do and live however they want to live.
Live through their passions and their values. Like, living life in alignment with your core values makes such a huge difference in like your level of happiness and like contentment and peace in your life.
Yeah, and not necessarily income level or quantity or quality of stuff around you, but just doing what you want and having the options to call your own shots.
Like, as you guys can see right now, we are not bringing in big money. We are not like financially stable right now, but we are probably happier right now.
Honestly, I can't remember the last time I've ever been this happy, and that's not just the post-baby high.
Yeah.
I can't ever remember having this little stress about money and the future, even when I was like way too young to care about it.
Yeah, and we're just so excited that we get to share that with you guys in real time, from the ground up, the good, the bad, the ugly of us like building this business, grassroots, from where we are right now. 5 days after having a baby, our second child. We got this. And we really do. We're excited to share that with you guys. So if you want to hear more about like the behind the scenes and more of the personal story, you can follow us on Instagram. We do post a lot to stories there about our personal life, as well as IGTVs and stuff like that on the more lifestyle design and life coaching side of things.
And if you're into like the weekly vlog type things, we run those every Sunday we run those for our channel members. So thank you to you guys. You guys are awesome.
Where you get to see more of the kids.
You get to see this fussy old man be a fussy old man.
And that was kind of about it. This quarter has been a huge life shift for us, where we've finally taken the plunge. We're finally taking the plunge to push ourselves in the direction of like what feels right and true to us and what we're passionate about. So this quarter's like a lot of things happening, some scary stuff going on, a lot of excitement though, a lot of like, I don't know.
A lot of hope for the future, a lot of excitement around our ability to do it, because it's one of those 10 years to become an overnight success situation, even though we're not seeing a whole ton of traction at this exact moment. Like, it's coming. We've got a bulk of the groundwork laid out, and now it's kind of just a matter of pulling the pin here in the next week or so.
Yes. So thank you guys for watching. That is it for this video.
Yeah, we'll leave you guys here. So as always, if you like it, like it. If you don't like it, dislike it twice. We do not have the bell because it'll startle this guy. But if you haven't rung the bell on the notifications, do that. Subscribe, obviously, if you want to know what's going on. And become a channel member if you want to see the vlogs and see kind of more of our day-to-day adventures. But in the meantime, we love you guys very much. Thank you so much for coming along with us. And is it payday yet? Bye.
Bye.